What's up, everyone? It's Matt Rosick. This will be another update on the Jagd Doga build. So the other day, the last video was basically finishing up prep work, and I went through those parts and did what I thought was the last round of prep. A couple more bubbles popped up here and there, so I have to go back and fix those. But for the most part, all the prep is completely done. So the next thing I want to do is I want to finish basically the armor, like the exterior of the armor, because what I want to do is this is going to be a high gloss finish, and then I want to be able to, in return, mask and then paint the backside, these panels metallic, and have those like a matte finish. So this is a paint scheme I've never tried before, so this is all new to me. So we're gonna videotape, and you can either watch me screw up or succeed. We'll see. So I've been just dry fitting like the legs together, and here's the one so far. You can kind of see how that kind of orange and green shading's looking. It's looking pretty cool. I'll probably get a lot of comments like, "Oh, it's really loud," but you have to wait till it's all done. Wait till it's all done before you start telling me how stupid it looks. But anyway, yeah. So we're gonna go through, and I thought I would need to test fit these pieces on, but I don't. What I have in mind, I don't think I need to do that for the upper parts. Basically, what I need to do is make sure that these are all kind of lined up, because I'm going to use this hexagonal masking. Now, I've never used this stuff before. It's a vinyl mask. I hope it's not going to pull my paint up. I'm going to do a paint test real quick just to make sure that my paint's adhered. This was painted months ago, like before Christmas months ago. So this should be plenty cured. So let me, just take like some Tamiya tape, and I'm not sure how sticky this. I don't anticipate this coming off. See here, take the tape and I put it on there, and it doesn't come off. But I want to make sure that these are on here, because this is going to have like a pattern on it. And I want to make sure the pattern lines up. So you get to watch me kind of figure this out. I've never done this before, so I think what I want to do. I think I need to take this part off first, lay this on, and then put that part on. So let's see how this works. I don't know. Let's see real quick. Do they all come up? Hopefully they do. Because what I want to do is I want to put this mask on, and then leave the hexagons in place and just have the outline of the hexagons on there. So I need to figure out how to do this. I have I've got, let's see, should have 4 sheets of this masking for this pattern. Okay, so I've got, actually I have 3 different sizes. Okay. So I thought I had multiples of the same size. So for the legs, I want to use kind of this medium size, and then I'm going to do a little bit on the arms. I'll use a smaller size. So again, this is completely new to me, trying to figure this out. I can't really waste this masking material because I don't have enough to mess up. So I need it basically 4 times. So not even 4 times, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna kind of make a mark here. That's my height as far as what I need. So you guys can't see what I'm doing. I'll try to get in front of the camera. My little tabletop tripod broke, so I'm having to use my big tripod, which is very difficult to get in position while I'm recording, so I can still work and show you guys what I'm doing. So basically I have this mask here, and I want to mark like my height as far as how tall this piece is. Kind of right in there. Now this pattern isn't going to go all the way up the leg, but I do want to make sure that this mask covers it, because the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to kind of fade this up. And I want to make sure that the whole piece is covered, because otherwise anyway, it's hard to explain. If I don't cover the whole piece in the masking material, any overspray that happens to go past the pattern would not have the pattern in it, if that makes sense. It'd be like a solid line. Okay, so now I'm going to take a measurement of this real quick, so I can cut this straight as possible. Basically 2 3/4 from the bottom of the pattern. It's right there. Okay. I guess another way I could do it is to do this. Use the actual pattern. Oh, but I can't because it's not lined up exactly. I need more space this way. I also need to get better work list. I'm not real happy with my lighting situation here. I think right there is pretty good. Nope, not quite. I'm gonna come up to here actually. And then I should have enough for this side. Yep, okay. That's what I'm gonna do. So a lot of times I don't kind of do my figuring out on camera because it's a slow process. You guys don't want to hear me mumble and cuss, but because that's what happens a lot of times. I'm just mumbling to myself and trying to figure something out. Okay. So now I need to get the width. I'm going to cut it right about here. See, already it's kind of, it's not cutting, it's just pulling the mask up. Okay. Okay, so that's basically one mask right there. So now I need to figure out how to get this on here to do what I want to do. Let's see, how do I do this? I don't know. I've got to figure it out. All right, so ideally when I pull this up, which doesn't look like it's going to happen, what I really wanted is if this would hold, if this mask would pull up and everything would come with it. That's not going to happen here. So let's see how this works. Again, this is completely new to me. Okay, so I think I need to do this. It's a curved surface too, so this is going to be tricky. It's not going to want to really conform to the shape. Okay, that's not working. It's not wide enough. So what I wanted to do is leave all these hexagons down and just pull up the so I got to figure this out. Alright, I'm going to pause and come back. Okay, so basically I have this on here now. So now what I want to do is, because the part that I want this green is the hexagons, and I want the outside to be the next color. So now what I have to do is to go through and place all these freaking hexagons back in their spot. I'm doing this instead of eyeballing it, so I'm actually going to put this on here. I'll go through and individually add the hexagons back. I'll push them down nice and solid, so hopefully that when I lift this part up, they don't come up with it. So basically it's going to go something like this. I'm going to grab one like this, and we're going to place it back in the mask. That, and I'm gonna get a Q-tip to push it down, and hopefully that when I get all these put back on, those stay, and this frame part comes up. So that's what I'm going to do now. That's going to take a while just for this one part, so I'll come back later when I'm done. Okay, so after about messing with this for like an hour, I've decided to change the direction I'm going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this mask on, and I'm going to go ahead and do my fade job with the next color. I was trying to place those all in there. It was taking forever, and I went to go peel this up, and they were not staying down. So I'm just going to basically kind of flip-flop the paint job, which will still look really good. It's just that the outline will be this kind of this green. So I've placed this piece back in there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this mask so it's a separate piece from this. Actually, I think I'll leave it on there. Trying to think, because I'm trying to get this mask down really good so there's no bleeding or anything. I'm not sure how well this is going to work. Again, this could be a complete disaster. This could work. I don't know. We'll find out pretty quick here when I go to spray another color. So we'll see. The problem is it's because of the shape of this, the masks aren't wanting to sit down flat. So I think that my best bet is to cut this part away from it. Like this. So what I want is I want those patterns to match up on the armor. I do that. Now this should be able to come off. Like that. And then I can do this. And that. Okay. That's working. Okay. So far, so good. I'm going to cut this excess off here. Okay. Now I hope that this masking is on there really good and I won't get any bleed through. I think we're going to go do a test spray of this. The next color is to see what it looks like. And if it's going to work the way I think it's going to work. That way, only if it doesn't work, I'll have to respray these two parts. And then rethink what I want to do, but I think this is gonna give me the effect I want. At least I hope it will. Now it just looks like this mask, this vinyl masking is good for like putting it down one time, and then that's it. It loses a lot of its tackiness, it seems like. I do want to get like a skewer or something and try to push it down around this detail. I'm not sure that's going to work or not. Okay. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paint, I'm going to fade it kind of from the bottom up, and we're going to go from there. So I'm going to go test spray this real quick, and then I'll come back and see what it looks like. Okay, so I just sprayed the Mr. Color GX Metallic Purple on this. So let's see what this looks like. Hopefully this isn't a complete disaster. Let me get some gloves on here. If it looks the way I think it's going to look, it'll be cool. We'll find out real quick, because once I pull this mask off, it's either repaint this or where it's a success. So let's find out. So I think this looks pretty cool. That looks pretty badass. I'm actually kind of glad that I had to kind of reverse this, because I like the purple. So it looks pretty cool. Digging it. I got a little touch up right there. I should probably wait until it's dried a little bit. I gotta go in and touch up this little spot right there, but that's no big deal. Really cool. So I'm gonna take this off too on here. Hopefully I don't mess this one up. What happens, I get excited about something and I try to brush it. Luckily it's just the purple I gotta touch up, which is an easy brush touch up. Pretty cool. Looks like it turned out pretty nice. So then after this, what I'll do is I'll put on a coat of the automotive clear, or maybe I'll do the Mr. Color clear, because the very last clear coat will be the automotive clear, and then I'll be able to sand and buff that out if I have to get it really shiny. Let's see. Oops. I'm determined to screw this up. So I'm not gonna videotape the whole process. I'll just show you what it looks like in the end, but there we go. That's looking pretty cool. So I'm gonna go back and do the other parts, and I'll come back and we'll show you the next step. Okay, so here are those leg armors with that hexagonal pattern on there, and those look really, really good. So kind of looking at the legs here, this is how I work. I have a plan in my head, and a lot of times that plan changes, and this is kind of one of those cases. Once I kind of get going. Initially what I was thought about doing, and again, I don't know if I'm gonna do this or not. So the way this would fit on here, and I'm hoping that by the time I get clear coat on these, the nice automotive clear coat, all these panels will stay on just because of the thickness of the paint. Right now they don't want to stay on very well, and my client would like to take these off. So that's how that's going to play against there. I initially hadn't thought about taking this pattern up so high, but I kind of like it. And so now the next question is, what do I do for the surrounding panels around it? So my initial thought right now, and again this could change, is I'm going to do these either in, I'm thinking about doing them in a really high gloss black, because this kit's going to go glossy for the most part, with little hints of flat parts here and there, deep, little parts that are flat. And then I've got this panel that's going to come in back here. This goes in, where does this go? I gotta look at my instructions. Give me a second to look at where this one goes. Oh, this is part of the arm. Is this part of the arm? No, this goes, okay, that's this part up here. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this piece, I think. Nope, that's there. What goes back here? Sorry, I'm looking at... Okay, hold on 1 second. 1 second. Where's that part? I've got all my parts over here organized by where they go on the kit, as far as like, and if there's any multiples of that piece. So I'm looking for, sorry, again, you need to listen to me bumble around for a minute here. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. This part right here. Okay, so this part comes in here like that, and that's exposed. Okay. So that part of the frame is exposed. And then this little piece comes in here like this. This attaches to this guy right here, which holds three thrusters, and that pegs in there like that. I'm thinking I may do this different, even though I have it this color. I'm thinking I may do it the same color as this. I think that might be a nice contrast, since I only have this hexagonal pattern going on the side pieces. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this piece right here and this back piece the same color. And I think I'm going to just do that, I'm going to do that metallic GX black, which I really like. I did that on the other Jagd Doga on the shoulder parts. I'm going to do that on these parts. Actually, I think I did it on those parts. I did it on this part of the last kit too, but I didn't do it on the back part. So I'm going to do it on the back part also. These will kind of remain this kind of yellow greenish color. And again, once you get all the details painted in the panel lines in there, it'll break it up and it'll look really nice. So that's what I'm going to do. So the next step on these guys right here would be to clear coat these in Mr. Color GX Clear, which I'll do tonight. After that, then the next step will be decals and panel lines, and then the final gloss coat with my automotive clear. So I'm going to put these to the side for now. Let those, because I don't need them right now. Because the very last step will be to paint the metallic panels on the back side after everything else has been done. So I want those to be kind of a matte finish. These all are going to stay this color, so those can be gloss coated tonight with the GX Clear. So all these pieces. So I'm going to put everything I'm going to clear coat to the side here, because I kind of want to get all the armor, for the most part, the armor done on this kit, and then work on the frame. And again, right now these panels aren't staying on there without the assistance. There's like some blue tack. I do have these little things called glue dots, and they're basically, it's kind of like, I don't know if they would work on this or not. I know I've asked guys, like, how do you make it so your panels can come off? Because like this panel, there's really no way to pin it and make it stay. So I got these little clear things called glue dots, and I'm thinking I may try to use those, and they'll basically just hopefully stick on the panel side, and that way I'll just give it, something to, so you can still take these panels off, because I'm planning on detailing the frame a bit. The last one I didn't do a whole lot of detailing because all the armor got glued on. Oh, and good news, the base I had made by Richard Flanagan, I'll have it tomorrow. He DHL'd it to me, and it looks freaking awesome. So he's gonna have a really nice base to go with this when it's done. So right now I'm gonna take these legs apart, and put all these armor pieces to the side. The next step is going to be the GX Clear Tonight, which will give me a nice surface for decals and panel lines, and also just protect this paint, because right now this is still just the bare lacquer paint when I first sprayed it. So this is all going to go to the side here for the next step. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the arms together a bit, because I'm going to do the hexagonal pattern on some of the arms too. I'm part of the armor. So I need to get all this out of the way for now. Like this. And we'll get an arm, we'll get some arms going over here. So let me kind of pick up from here and I'll come back. Okay, it took a while, but I got the arms test fitted together. It's kind of like a final assembly. It takes a long time to do that. So what I'm going to do here on these guys is I'm going to do the hexagonal kind of camo thing again. Hold on one second. So this goes like this. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to do is I think I'm going to add it to here. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to add it to these parts and this part right here. So I'm going to use the smaller pattern for that. Just this guy here. And I need to put it on with it. So you have to test fit this together. That way the patterns will match up, hopefully. So, and these two panels will get sprayed another color later, but I'm going to go ahead and paint over them with that camo pattern anyway. So let's see, how do I do this? It doesn't really matter that these match up. Let's see, I gotta think about this. Yeah, I kind of think they do. So I'm gonna cut this. Again, I kind of need it to cover this whole, I don't need this part of the arm. That's going to stay as is. Kind of need to cover this. Basically, I need to cut this in four just like I did the other one. Well, it's actually just two parts because I'm doing two arms. Okay, so I'm going to cut this in half. So I'm going to probably wasting a lot of this masking material, but that's okay. I'm only using it one time anyway. And I could, no, I'm just again, I'm thinking out loud here, guys. Sorry. All right, so now we're going to peel this off. Like so. And then we're going to lay this on here. I'm going to eyeball it. Basically, I'm going to use this edge right here. That's for the shield. It's kind of a guide as far as how these are going to go on. I'm going to just line up one of the straight edges from one of the hexagons on that. And I'm going to do this. Like so. Again, this is a complex shape, so we're going to see how this works. Let's see how this goes down. Down pretty good there. Let's see. Okay, so I run into a little problem here. It's not wrapping around all the way like I want it to, so hopefully I can get this to work going this way. I think I can. Okay. Well, I may have kind of screwed myself here. Let's see. Alright, this is gonna be really tough because of the shape. This will probably work. I just be real careful when I fade this that I don't go past my mask. Sorry, problem is my mask isn't long enough that way. I guess what I could do, well, no, kind of screwed myself. It's not wide enough this way. It's not long enough this way. All right, let's see what I'm gonna do here. Well, let's see if we can make this work. Sorry, not in frame again. So the tough part is getting this to conform to all these compound curves while maintaining the pattern. So I think what I gotta do is, all right, this is kind of make or break right here when I cut this. All right, let's see here. That's working out pretty good there. And I gotta go over this detail here at the same time. Okay. Okay, that part looks pretty good right there. Get a little overlap here of the pattern. I don't know if it's a big deal, but we're gonna try to clean it up as best we can. Okay, that looks pretty good there. So to make some make some relief cuts so this mask can conform to the weird shapes I'm trying to get to go around. And in doing so, the little hex pattern may get kind of messed up here a little bit here and there, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal. So I'm going to come in here and do this. That's looking pretty good. That should paint up nicely there. Okay. Getting there. What I need is like a little tiny scissors, which I don't have. Sorry if I'm not in frame, guys. This is something where I can't worry about being in frame. I just gotta be able to do it. Okay. This is another case where I've got a piece here. I'm going to paint it a different color than what I have it sprayed right now. Now that I have it on here and kind of see what I'm doing. But that's just kind of how it goes. See, I'm trying to cut the vinyl, it's not cutting. Okay. So what I want to do is kind of get this on here and then take this all apart. Ideally, I'd spray that with these together. Let's see if I can do that. I don't know. It's going to be really tricky. I think I'm really making this more difficult than it needs to be honest. So that's looking pretty good, I think. So I think I'm going to take this off. Take this all off now. And spray these individually. So I got to take this all apart with this masking on here and hopefully not mess it up. So what you have to do here is these side parts come off. Like this. Okay. There we go. And I've got some kind of weird stuff going on right here. I'm not sure if I can fix this or not because it's got a really weird shape. But I don't want to take that purple up this high. So I can cut that little bit off right there. That'll help. And actually this is not too bad. Just got to clean up a little bit of overlap right here. There. Right there. Actually, that looks pretty good. All right, so that part is ready to spray. So tonight's goal is just to get the hexagonal parts done and clear coated. If I can get that done tonight, that's a good bit of work, because this is very time consuming. This is the most difficult masking of this whole project. Okay, so that one's done. Let's see if we can get this one off. Do the same thing. There we go. So again, kind of wrapping this around a little bit just to go around the edges. So any overspray I get will mimic the pattern. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like that. And again, I got some weird overlap going on over here, but not too bad. And for this, I'm going to just try to take the that metallic fade like up to here. I don't want to go too much past that. And then the last part is this guy, which has a ton of compound curves in it. And again, I don't want to take this up too far. I made a relief cut. Right there. think on the next one, the next time I might try masking it a different way, but I'm doing it this way because I'm trying to get the patterns to line up once it's all together. We'll see if it works. It worked on the legs a little bit. Okay. I think this is about ready to go too. Okay, now I ran out of mask up here, so I'm gonna try to splice it in from this little leftover bit I got over here. Let's see if I can make that work. Don't need a lot, just a little bit for each side. So this little piece right here, let me try to just overlap that part a little bit, and that's going to do it. Just enough. Perfect. And I'll do the same thing on this side. Let's see if I got enough here. That should do it. All right. So it's not very pretty, but this should do what I need it to do. So it's a very long video. It's tedious work. So trying to get this mask lined up. So I don't, trouble is I'm trying to get this lined up perfectly so I don't get a double pattern. I think I got it there. Okay. All right, so we can go hit these with the purple now. And then, we'll, excuse me, I'll hit these with the purple, I'll let them dry, and then I'll unmask them and show it to you. All right, I'll come back. All right, well, those arm parts are dry. I'm gonna go ahead and do this tail piece. I think this is the last piece I'm gonna put this hexagonal pattern on. So I contemplated doing it on these, but with the arms, I think I'm just gonna leave those as is. So what I did is I cut this to make this. This is the bigger pattern of all the three. So what I did is I cut this in half, and hopefully this will be easier to do it in two separate pieces. So here's what I'm going to do. Peel this off. And my plan was to put this right down the middle. Like this. And then hopefully this will be easier to get it to conform, being in two smaller pieces. I got one little piece that didn't come out here. Let's get that out. There. We're going to do this. Bring that down. I'm just going to let this, again, whenever I mask, I kind of let the tape do its own thing. This is a little different because I'm dealing with a pattern. I'm trying to maintain, so this is a little bit trickier than just your regular masking. You have to do relief cuts every once in a while, so I'm going to do like a relief cut right here. That'll allow that to conform. I'm just going to do it right down the middle here. See how it's wanting to bow right there? So I'm going to do a relief cut right here in the middle. Like that. And hopefully this will let me do what I want to do. So this is pretty low tack vinyl. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. The good thing is that it's easy to take off. The bad thing is that it's too easy to take off. So like right after I mask it, I have to go spray it real quick, and hopefully while I'm spraying nothing lifts. Or if it does, it's not so bad that you really notice it. So we'll see. It worked okay on the legs. I didn't notice anything that was off. Okay, so here, do a relief cut here. This is where it gets tricky, is when the mask needs to overlap a little bit. The tricky part is getting the pattern to line up. Or line up as closely as you can. Just take this part out like that. There's a thruster that goes in here, and if I remember correctly, I paint the inside of this a different color. I did on the last one, so I'm not too worried about the pattern going up into that area right there. That's pretty good. I don't need to go around the other edge because the way I'm going to paint this, I'm not going to go over to that edge. So I just got a little bit of cleanup right here I got to do where it overlapped, which is pretty easy. I just go in there with the blade, just kind of cut the little excess piece off right here, and right here, and that'll be close enough that once everything's done, you won't notice it. Now we do the other side. I'm just going to line this up since those are overlapping just a hair, which they are. trick is getting this lined up. Maybe I shouldn't have cut this in two. I thought it'd be easier, but it's proving that that is not the case. Let's see here. What happens if I just do this? Will it line up? Nope. Well, that was not the best, smartest idea to cut that right there. But we're going to make it work anyway. Again, this is my first time using these vinyl masks like this, so this is completely new to me as far as how these work and stuff. I thought about using decals, but then I wouldn't be able to get the color I wanted. It would have been like black or something standard like that, which I didn't want. Come on. The little piece that I want to come off won't come off. There we go. Okay, we're just gonna see what this wants to do. Let it kind of do its own thing for a second here. Let's see. It binds up right here. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, so now we're going to do, really just need to patch that little spot right there. Maybe like one hexagon. just fell. Let's see. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okie dokie. All right. Another thing I'm going to do on this piece. Actually, no, I can do it. All right. So I'm going to go spray this now with the purple. And then I should be able to take the tape off the arm parts and see how those look. Hopefully they turned out, because those are a mega bitch to mask. So I'll be back. Okay, so here's what the arm kind of looks like with that pattern on there. It looks pretty freaking sharp. I'm gonna go ahead and spray this a different color now. I'm gonna do that, I think, black. And then this will get all the little detail, you know, bits in there painted, but that looks really sharp. So that's really cool. That masking worked out well. Yeah, I really dig it. So see, for tonight, I got the tail sprayed, but I think I may have screwed the pooch on this. I put the paint on really wet, unfortunately, on accident, and I'm gonna see what this looks like. I'm out of masking material, so if this doesn't work, I have to think of something else for this. Do a solid color of some sort. So let's see, because my paint was lifting. I let it dry for a little while, but it was wanting to lift, which means it softened up the paint, the underlying color, and was not being good to me. So let's see what happens here. Okay, well, I may be okay. If it only lifted there, I can brush touch it. Where it becomes a problem is if I can't brush touch the purple. Purple I can brush touch, the green I can't, because it's all that fading and stuff. So, yeah, so it lifted in a few little spots. I think I can brush touch it with the purple right there. Yeah, I think I can get away with brush touching that up and it'll work. I have a few little spots where I lifted right there and right there. I think it's going to be okay. So I'll brush touch that and then see what it looks like. And then the inside goes a different color, so I'm not worried about that. So I can brush touch and it looks okay. That'll be really gold. That'll be really nice look on the back. So, so the last thing I'm going to do tonight, I think, is get these sprayed in Mr. Color GX Clear, and I'll videotape that. So let me get set up and I'll do that. Okay, I lied. I thought I was going to spray some clear coat, but what I decided to do is go ahead and start spraying my other color, which is the Mr. Color GX Metallic Black. So I base coat these parts in gloss black first, hit with the GX Metallic Black, and then you can see there that I went and post shaded with a clear black to have some shading. So I'm going to let this all dry overnight, and then I'll hit it with the Mr. Color GX Clear. I may go back and darken this a little bit. I'm going to let it dry down overnight and see what it looks like. So I did that part on the chest. I kind of repeating some of the stuff I did on the last one. I did these pieces again like that, just because it looks really good. I mean, why mess with something if it works well? I'm hoping my shading will show up better once I clear coat. I may have to go back and hit it a little bit more, but I'll let it dry down. And then I did the last time I did this part of blue, I went and hit it with this black. Again, metallic black, and then went and did the shading and stuff. So it looks pretty good. And then I did the two heads, again, the same way. GX, a little post shading. Nothing too difficult. And then I did those other panels. Okay, so I also did, went ahead and base coat, to put the first coat on the feet, and I'm going to do the purple. Now this purple is going to be a little different shade because the base coat underneath it is just primer gray, and the base coat under the other is that kind of green tone. So it's going to be a slightly different color. This is going to be a nice additional shade of purple. Now after I clear coat this and it dries, I'm going to paint this area with my thumb. I don't want to touch it. This area with my thumb is another color. So I'll mask this part off and that toe off, and that'll remain glossy purple. And I'll mask off and paint these two panels a different color. Haven't decided what that color is yet, because again, I just kind of go with the flow. So those look really good. And then also, I decided to do these part of the backpack, that same purple. Again, I just did the Mr. Color GX metallic purple over primer gray. Then I went in and I post shaded with some deep clear purple, and then I went back in with some just clear black, and then I just blended it all in with a couple wet coats of deep clear purple, so we get some nice subtle shading. It's another nice tone of purple that matches the feet. And I did a couple, I did some more fade jobs without the pattern, without the hexagonal pattern, just on the skirts here, on these parts of the skirt. So that way we carry this color of a little bit onto the side of the kit. So that'll look nice. And this inside part will get masked off and painted a different color, as will those bits there. So those will get masked off and painted a different color. So, oh, and I also did, sorry this is a little shaky, I'm hand holding. I also went in and faded the back part of the head with the purple, and I think that looks cool. So basically kind of like a fade job going on, and those will all get masked off in the middle. Those panels will get masked off and painted a different color too. So yeah, it's looking good. Again, I just kind of go with the flow, and things happen, you know, things change as I go, but this is going to look really good. I'm happy with it. I was thinking I needed to add another color, but again, I took my own advice. It's like, don't add another color. Just stick with the black, the purple, and that kind of yellowish green color, and have a little hint of other colors here. And I may have a little bit of red somewhere, of course, a bunch of other metallics and stuff. So again, one of my main advice to guys who paint, don't throw every color that you have on a kit. It looks inconsistent. It doesn't look like you have a plan. I never have a plan, but I try to keep my main colors to two or three at the, I don't think I've ever done 4, but usually 3 main colors, and then little tidbits of other colors here and there, but keep it consistent. You don't want to just start throwing every color you have in your stock on a kit, because it just was like, oh, I got this color, I should use it. So anyway, I'm going to call this work in progress done, and then after this dries, I'm going to, I'll sleep on it, and I'll probably clear coat all these. And all at the brush touch the little spot on that tail part with the metallic purple, get those clear coated, and clear coat the rest of the armor because they haven't been clear coated yet, and that way I can get ready for the decals and panel lines on those. So that's it for this work in progress. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.